Picture this. It's late on a Friday night, right? You're staring down this massive, seemingly endless pile of student essays. You're exhausted, your coffee is completely cold, and you are literally typing the exact same structural critique for the 50th time. Well, let's dive into this explainer, because we are going to completely transform how you handle repetitive academic evaluations. By teaching you to build and apply reusable AI skills in Claude, we're going to cure that grading fatigue for good. Seriously, if you are tired of typing the exact same instructions into AI chatbots every single day, you are in the right place. We're going to build a fully functioning academic training workflow right now.
Think of this as our syllabus for today. We'll start with the prompting paradigm shift, break down the anatomy of a skill document, explore the refinement loop magic, build our academic evaluator, and finally, actually install these skills in Claude.
We all know that sheer mind-numbing exhaustion of spending hours typing the exact same feedback on student papers over and over again. Your thesis is unclear, this paragraph lacks evidence, your citations are improperly formatted. I mean, how much of your pedagogical energy is wasted acting as a human spell checker instead of an actual mentor? That repetitive, mechanical grading is the exact pain point we are curing today. We want to free educators up to actually guide and challenge their students, rather than just drowning in repetitive markup.
Okay, Section 1. The prompting paradigm shift, beyond repetitive instructions. Let's take a quick look at how giving AI instructions has evolved.
It's kind of wild to look at the progression here. In the early days, we used what's called zero-shot prompting. That's basically just asking the AI cold, which, as you probably remember, gave us wildly inconsistent results. Then we moved to few-shot, where we'd give the AI 2 to 5 examples every single time we asked it a question. The problem there? It constantly burns through tokens. And burning tokens means you're basically wasting computing power, burning up your context window limits, and eating up your own valuable time. So today, we are upgrading to the skill-based era. This means we're building a permanent, versioned, and totally scalable skill library. It gives the AI long-term muscle memory for your specific academic tasks. You write it once, and you never have to repeat yourself again.
Moving right along to Section 2, Anatomy of a Skill Document, the AI Standard Operating Procedure. What's really fascinating here is how we actually package these capabilities so the AI remembers them forever. Instead of casual, messy chatting back and forth, we are writing a portable, highly readable Markdown document. Think of this as a structured standard operating procedure, an SOP, for a digital teaching assistant. This document gives the AI a clear role, explicit rules, and worked examples. Now, you might be wondering, why use Markdown? Well, because AI models actually natively think and format their outputs in Markdown. When you load a .md file as a skill, the model parses your headers, your lists, and your bolded rules absolutely perfectly. It's remarkably more effective than trying to upload a messy, formatting-heavy Word document. Now, here is the absolute most crucial point. Subjective language completely fails. You cannot tell an AI to simply improve clarity or make it look professional. The AI has literally no idea what your specific version of professional is. You have to use explicit, testable rules. So instead of saying, make it professional, you write, use 12-point times New Roman, 1-inch margins, and APA 7th edition citations. Every single rule in your skill document must be strictly verifiable.
But honestly, it's just as important to define the negative space. Telling the AI exactly what it must never do is how we maintain strict academic integrity. You have to prevent it from overstepping its boundaries and accidentally doing the work for the student. For an academic evaluator, that means explicitly stating things like, never rewrite the student's core argument, never invent quotes, never add citations the student didn't provide themselves. Defining what not to do is truly just as powerful as defining what to do. All right, Section 3, the refinement loop magic, automated self-critique. This is where we move from basic prompting into advanced AI workflows.
By implementing this incredibly strict 5-step refinement loop, we're basically forcing the AI to grade its own work before it ever shows it to you. The AI acts as its own toughest critic. It drafts a response and then explicitly checks its own math against your specific rubric. If it fails any single criterion, it systematically revises those failures internally. It only exits the loop and hands you the assignment when every single rubric item gets a passing score, or, and this is a good safety measure, when it hits a cap of 3 iterations.
To actually make this loop run programmatically, you need 4 critical things. First, a binary quality rubric, and by binary I mean strictly pass or fail. A near miss is a fail. Second, you need that max iteration cap so the AI doesn't get stuck in some endless loop.
Third, and this is super important, you need to use XML tags to structure the thought process. For example, you wrap the AI's messy internal thinking in a tag like evaluation loop. This explicitly tells Claude to hide its scratchpad calculations and internal revisions from you and only output the beautiful, polished final feedback deliverable. Let's jump to Section 4, Building an Academic Evaluator, your digital teaching assistant. Now we get to apply all this theory to our core problem. Before we look at the actual output, we absolutely must establish a vital pedagogical concept. The AI is simply generating a structured starter draft. It acts as a digital teaching assistant, making a mechanical first pass. You, the human in the loop, remain the final academic authority. This workflow is absolutely not about replacing you, it is about scaling your expertise. You review the output, you adjust the grades, you add those nuanced personal notes, and you make the final judgment as the editor and the mentor. So when the AI finally finishes its internal refinement loop, it outputs this highly structured, done-for-you template. And just notice how incredibly specific this is. It gives a tentative grade with explicit justification. It identifies strengths and weaknesses, but because of our strict rules, it forces the AI to anchor every single piece of feedback to specific sentences in the student's text, so no more generic good job feedback. And best of all, it includes a strict academic integrity check to automatically flag missing citations or suspiciously unverified claims. Honestly, this feature alone is going to save you hours of manual cross-referencing before you even really start reading the paper. Section 5. Installing skills in Claude. Turning theory into practice. We have our Markdown skill document built, complete with a negative space, explicit rules, and that self-refining loop. Let's see how this actually fits into your Friday afternoon. This is where the whole shebang comes together, and it's so easy. First, you just go to Projects inside Claude and click Create Project. Name it something simple, like Course Evaluation Assistant. Then, you upload that exact.md Markdown skill file directly into the project knowledge base. And that's it. Once that's done, you just start a new chat, paste in the assignment description along with the student's paper, and the AI automatically loads your skill document in the background. It executes that evaluation loop flawlessly every single time.
The days of writing massive, messy, one-off prompts, yeah, those are ending. The future is writing once, using it forever, and ensuring quality at scale through reusable skills. Now that you know exactly how to build a scalable, self-refining AI workflow complete with rubrics and evaluation loops, the future of teaching really isn't about working harder, it's about scaling your expertise. So the question is, what exhausting, repetitive task are you going to hand over to a Claude skill document first? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go draft your very first academic skill document today.